punk as politicians.
Side Chats, Lord Bishop in the house like we do. And all right, this will be episode 2 of the podcast where we video. It's the same thing that we always do. We just try and run the videos. We're just trying to do the video version 2. It's been a interesting day today. We haven't done one probably the whole week, so we got a few things, but mostly this one's gonna be a lot about Joe Biden. I just got finished watching that unbelievable playoff game between the Nets and the Bucks. The Bucks had them the whole game, dude. They was down 0-2. They came back to tie at 2-2, and then they was dominating Brooklyn. And then Kevin Durant just with a fucking, iconic, legendary performance. Should have had a 50-point triple-double. Just willed them to victory. It was quite unbelievable. And at the same time, we got Israel starting to bomb the Palestinians over some balloons. We're gonna get into that a little bit as well on the Twitter streets for sure. But like I said, bro, it's mostly gonna be about Joe Biden because I feel like they didn't really cover the G7 kind of too much at all, and that's what's been going on, and a lot of stuff happening. So we're gonna get to that. There's also a couple other things. Well, we're going to see, bro. Like Jon Stewart did a great thing today that we're going to touch, a little bit about China and the virus. But it's most of it's going to tie to Joe Biden on the note side. Like I said, Twitter streets is always a cornucopia of different things. Y'all know the deal. So let's just get into it. And this first note, I don't know exactly who said it, but I would just read it because it kind of just is a good intro into what we're going to go. And it says Biden, and it says greatest threat to America is white supremacy. And that's what he said when he went to Tulsa. Like he just last week or whatever went to Tulsa, gave that speech on the 100th anniversary of when, that Black Wall Street thing happened, and they killed all those black people, and he gave his speech, and he's like, the greatest threat to America today is white supremacy. You know what I'm saying? And then Biden goes to Europe. Europe, he's over there right now for the G7, and he made a few stops. You know what I'm saying? And what does he say over there? The greatest threat to America is global warming. That's what he said. When he's talking to the Europeans, you know what I'm saying? And then at the same time, you got like his general, is it Milley is what I wrote down. I'm not sure if that's correct. Telling us that the greatest threat that America faces today is like China and Russia, And, like me, of course, like I would know what the fuck our greatest threat is. What I think, as far as my impression, I feel like it would be like, China and Russia. Like when I think of threats, that's like I don't know. I feel like that's the realest threat. You know what I'm saying? Because like the global warming thing, I'm not saying global warming is. I believe global warming and all of that. I just don't maybe necessarily believe it's as imminent as they say it is. Because I feel like if it is as imminent as they say it is, then there's nothing we could do about it. We've done already. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at that. And but I don't think it's quite that. You know what I'm saying? And then the white supremacy, like, bro, we're gonna get into it. I mean, this is just, I believe that there is white supremacy, like Nazis and all of that shit. And I believe that we need to try and rid ourselves of that. And none of that shit is good. But as far as a threat to America, it's such a small portion. I don't subscribe to them people calling everything white supremacy and all of that, like everything in the government, everything in the laws, everything in the, you know what I'm saying? And that was the other thing that we're going to talk about at the end. I want to break it down. I want to break down wokeness a little bit. I have some thoughts on wokeness, and I'm going to tie it into the curious case of Scott Cawthon. I believe that's his name. He's this nerdy guy. Looks like a big old nerd that created the games, the Five Nights at Freddy's games, and they trying to bust this dude down because they found out he made some political donations to some Republicans. You know what I'm saying? I hate to even use the word cancel culture because that's such a poison pill now. We're going to do all of that. You know what I'm saying? But right now, we were starting with Joseph Biden. Most of this is going to be centered around President Biden. But like I said, so what's the greatest threat? You know, it is, you know, whatever you think it is. You know what I'm saying? Like last year, we could have said it was the virus. You know what I'm saying? Like, ooh, that was very scary thing. And a lady just popped her head out this week, and it was one of the top Chinese scientists. They called her the Bat Lady, and she's from the Wuhan lab, and she came out, you know, saying, you know, that it wasn't them, it didn't come from them. She don't know. She was wondering how we could get to, like, quote, how we could get to this point with no evidence, she said, you know, just lamenting all of this, you know. And they asked her, like, what about the 3 scientists that some people are saying, like in November of 2019, before we had any reported cases over here, that they say got sick over there and had to go to the hospital. And she kind of like pulled the Jamel Hill on white supremacy with that, you know, like the other day, Jamel Hill was interacting with somebody on Twitter, and I think it was like Clay Travis, like somebody that's known, you know what I'm saying? And she basically, like, her line was like, well, you just let me know when white supremacy ended, you know, give me a time and a date, you know, like that, you know what I'm saying? And you know, that Chinese lady kind of did almost the exact same thing to us. Like, so they asked her about those 3 scientists, like, to her face, you know, and she's busting out like, well, just give us the names and the dates that this supposed thing happened, and I'll be happy to check on, you know, whatever. And you know, it was just so funny. That's what I thought. But this is funny, like, they running this lady out, and they're like, oh, she's not even part of the Communist Party. Like, how is she the big wig at that place, and she ain't even part of the Communist Party? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't believe really nothing that China throws out there. You know what I'm saying? Like I look at China just like I look at Putin. You know what I'm saying? Like, do y'all believe a word that Putin says? When, you know what I'm saying? Like, or, you know, you might believe some of it, but he might not be trying to, like, fool you with some of it. It's like you just always have your Putin filter on. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with China. You have that China filter on, like, yeah, you know. But Biden is now saying he's down with an investigation, you know, because there's very much pressure. You know, he's over there with all those all those G7 countries. You know, every country in the world got hit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure every country in the world is looking for answers. It was just interesting, like, when our government, like mostly the Republicans, was trying to get an investigation started, you know, into all of that over here, Biden shut that down. Actively, he wasn't down with it, none of that. You know what I'm saying? Now somehow he's open to an investigation, but it has to be like run through the World Health Organization, which of course is like, you know, has become a Chinese lapdog. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody knows that. You know what I'm saying? But the most important thing about an investigation is all of these people are down with it, but you know who's not down with it? China. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is that investigation gonna do? I'm not saying that we shouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? I would love to know, you know, to get to the bottom of it. I just don't know what it's going to produce if China is not down. You know what I'm saying? And I guess we just going to see about that. You know what I'm saying? But all of that stuff going on, you know what I'm saying? And then came Jon Stewart today, just by surprise. Like, you know, I showed up to work today, like early in the morning, opened up my Twitter, and this was going down. It happened last night, which would have been Monday night. This is a Tuesday night. Apparently New York's opening up. They finally let Stephen Colbert have his late show, a whole audience, and, you know, first show, I believe, with a full audience. And so he, you know, Stephen Colbert came up through the Daily Show, and Jon Stewart was there, so he got to have his boy there. You know what I'm saying? Everybody loves Jon Stewart. I love Jon Stewart, like, you know, to the core, bro. Like, he's my GOAT, like, news person. Like, you know, who's the greatest news person? And people will be like, you know, Walter Cronkite, or, you know, whoever, Dan Rather, whoever you want to go with. Mine, you know what I'm saying? It's not even, I don't even have to think twice about it. It's Jon Stewart. Like, he is my GOAT, you know? So it was cool to see, and so it was just shocking, like to me, to so many people, like just seeing how he played that, you know what I'm saying? Because it was just amazing. I'm sorry, I'm messing with my computer a little bit. He was talking about the Wuhan, and I think it took Colbert so much by surprise, like because I like we have some on the Twitter streets and everything, but he's like and Colbert was like, what about science? And Stewart was like, yeah, we gotta credit science. Science saved us, you know what I'm saying, in a big way, from a problem that was probably caused by science. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be able to do his lines as good as he did it, bro, but like you could tell, like when he did that, when he said that, you know what I'm saying, like that goes against, they're all of the left, you know what I'm saying, like no doubt about it, everybody knows it, it's not up for debate. So you could tell whenever Colbert heard that, like he was kind of like, oh, you know what I'm saying, and then he even sipped his little cup to him, and then was like, no, you know what I'm saying, and then then Stewart just went into this, I don't know what you want to call it, rant shtick. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure it was kind of like a half like kind of stand up, because he's been on the road kind of doing that with Chappelle and all of that, and he's talking about how like because then Colbert was like, oh, you got some evidence? Well, basically saying kick your shit, you know what I'm saying? And John sure kicked his shit, and he was like, well, but the way I look at it, he's like, it's this Wuhan, I mean, it's this novel coronavirus, from Wuhan. And he's like, what's the name of the lab that's in Wuhan? And it's like the novel coronavirus lab of Wuhan. He's like, the name of the virus is on the building, you know what I'm saying? And he's going through this whole thing, bruh, and it was just great, like the way he did it, you know what I'm saying? He kind of did it to where like and he's like like, let's just say, he said, like there was this crazy rogue chocolate outbreak outside of Hershey, Pennsylvania. You know what I'm saying? It's like them saying that that it was like a coca bean that mated with something, you know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, I'm like not even doing justice to what Jon Stewart did, but bruh, it was just greatness, bruh. Like my goat produced some greatness that you would expect a goat to create. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was the rage all day, and it was amazing how the reaction, bruh, it was kind of disgusting in a way, as far as like all the conservative side, like, dude, they were all on Twitter on the trends, like Sean Hannity, Guy Benson, like all of the people that got shows, you know what I'm saying? Like, did you see what Jon Stewart said? Did you see what Jon Stewart said? Like, almost to the point where I feel like Jon Stewart is going to end up having to back off of this a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But also as funny was like all of the people from the left, like lefty people, more like not famous people, but like just regular people, like regular Twitter. He used to be my idol, and now basically, excuse me, like, I hate to say cancel, because you can't cancel Jon Stewart. He's fucking Jon Stewart, you know what I'm saying? But I'm never watching Jon Stewart no more. Anti-science, anti-intellectual, all of this shit, bro, about that man. You know what I'm saying? Like, bitch, get the fuck out of here with all that. But it was funny. The same people saying John was denying science, you know what I'm saying, are the same people I noticed that can't spot Joe Biden's issues, like at the G7, you know what I'm saying, like all of this, fighting with the teleprompter all the time, getting lost, all of that. Can't see none of that, even though they could see it with Trump, you know what I'm saying, which we're going to get into all of this. Same people, you know, it's science. They can't apply that science to Joe Biden, you know what I'm saying, to his obvious issues, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna get into all of this, I promise, bro. But the phenomenon that I'm talking about, where all of that, like, it was kind of weird seeing the Republicans kind of acknowledge, saying liquid, because Stewart is from the other side, and there's a thing that's going around that some people have been kind of mentioning, because it's not totally my original thought, but I don't remember who kind of said it. Maybe I just saw it on Twitter, bro. It's like this team sport mentality that's going around, bro. Like, it don't matter what, you know what I'm saying? Like, reality almost don't matter no more. It's all about narratives, which we've talked about a lot. You know what I'm saying? And it's a team sport thing, bro. Like, I'm gonna try and like weave the team sport thing into this podcast, because I kind of think I'm gonna point it out a few times, bro. Like, it really almost don't matter. Like, how can these people not, acknowledge that, like, Jon Stewart may have had a point. Like the possibility, how he broke it down was just so great. You know what I'm saying? Like even Stephen Colbert, you know what I'm saying? He tried to kind of debate Jon Stewart, but he had to admit at the end, like, you could be right. You could be right. Because, I mean, any sane person, the way he broke it down, you know what I'm saying, had to admit that he could at least possibly could be right. You know what I'm saying? But all of these people on Twitter and all of that can't acknowledge that. They can't even acknowledge, like, it's a team sport. You know, I'm going to pull for my team no matter what. And that's what we are almost becoming, bruh. And it all factors into this wokeness, into this tribalism that's going on. You know what I'm saying? And it's really not a good thing, bruh. Like, and like I said, hopefully we can develop that idea as we go on. Speaking of Joe Biden's issues that I just brought up, the G7 happened, and what the fuck? Like, wow. Did y'all see that? Because y'all might not have saw a lot of it. It's amazing how Trump goes to the G7. I think it was the G7. And y'all remember last year? I believe it was last year or the year before. And there was like a hot mic that caught like Justin Trudeau and Merkel and all of them. They were kind of in a little group, and they caught him like kind of making fun of Trump or something. They were telling a little joke, and then they kind of got caught like that. You know what I'm saying? And dude, like, was it not everywhere? All over the news. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever. And then you got this dude, Joe Biden, like getting lost, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about, like, yes, lost in speech for sure, but I'm talking about physically lost in the restaurant where you can't deny it. Sorry, I still got this cold that we'll also talk about on the Twitter streets. All of these things happening at the G7, you know what I'm saying? And bruh, I swear, if I didn't listen to those radio shows that I do, and they're all righty shows, you know what I'm saying? Or, what is it? If I wouldn't did the radio shows, or listen to the podcast that I listen to, bruh, I wouldn't have seen none of this, I don't think. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, it was on Twitter if you looked for it, but, like, none of this was trending, bruh. And it's just amazing to me how that is the case. You know what I'm saying? Because I always think, like, if it was Trump, you know what I'm saying? If Trump got lost and Melania had to go help him, and then everybody around laughed at him, you know what I'm saying? Like, bitch, you know what I'm saying? Like, can we just play it straight? You know what I'm saying? The answer is no. You know, like, bruh, like, they laughed at Joe Biden to his face, like, more than once, bruh. Like, if y'all saw it, you know, like, it was just amazing, bruh. Like, apparently Boris Johnson introduced some South African president or something, you know what I'm saying? Then it was Joe's turn to talk. So he just introduced him again, you know what I'm saying? And Boris Johnson had to kind of, I introduced him, and everybody laughed, like, to his face. You know what I'm saying? Like, they might have been laughing at Trump, but they didn't laugh at Trump to his face. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Just some things. That, some notes. What is the deal? Sorry, about Joe Biden always saying, it's funny that my dad and him I had this notes and I was going to talk about it. My dad and him had a group text and they was wondering about this today. My team is always telling me I shouldn't answer these questions. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many times does this dude do that? Like, he's a fucking little child, dude. Like, bitch, you are the most powerful man in the world. Like, you supposed to be telling your team what the fuck is up. You know what I'm saying? Like, my team is going to get mad at me if I answer these. What is that, dude? You know what I'm saying? It is unbelievable. Brad, did y'all see the one time where, what was it? Oh, they asked him something about, what was it? It's about Russian sanctions and about how either he kept the Trump ones in place or they were asking him about something and he just looked at the camera and he was like, he did it like this. 120 days. Need time. Give me a break. Like, dog. Like, like, you doing this overseas, dog, with all of these countries, with all eyes on everything, with Russia watching, with China watching. Like, bitch, this ain't fucking CNN and Fox News and like all of the 90% of the media fawning over you over here, bitch. This is the world watching. What like, oh my god, bruh. Then they asked him about if Putin was a killer again. I don't know why they keep asking that question. You know what I'm saying? Maybe because it was so interesting the first time, but like he kind of fumbled so bad over his comments. And like there was one part like when they asked him and he kind of, I guess he was thinking of what to say, and there was like over a 6-second pause. You know what I'm saying? Like 6 seconds is a long time. Like he's like, oh, you know what I'm saying, bro? Like that's a long, like dead air. You know what I'm saying? That's probably what's happening in his head. But bruh, like unbelievable, bruh. And that right there, that like this Paul, like clearly, he gets under pressure and what it is. I've said it a few times on the pod, and I said I would always want to ask Obama to his face, like, do you trust Joe Biden to be in that war room? Y'all know the famous picture whenever they went to get bin Laden. I've said it a couple times on the podcast. Bear with me. It's a famous picture. It's got Obama, it's got Biden, it's got Hillary, some generals, and they all crowded in that room watching. You know what I'm saying? And I always wanted to ask Obama if he felt comfortable with Joe Biden being in the chair. You know what I'm saying? And I always said, because I want to ask him to his face, because I feel like I know what he would answer. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure he would say like, yeah, I do, but I would want to see it. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I would just want to see, I want to see him say that, because sometimes that seeing it don't always match with the words that are being said. You know what I'm saying? And think about that, y'all. 6 seconds, this man, all they asked him was about, do you still think Putin is a killer already? You know what I'm saying? Now you in this war room, you making the call, you know what I'm saying? And they said it was very, bang, bang. They had to make a decision on if they was going to do it or not. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Imagine having this man, you know what I'm saying? You have to make a split second decision on something like that. And we got this man, you know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, that just ain't right. You know what I'm saying? It just ain't right. I'm sorry, bruh. And I, Trump has his issues, but the whole thing, I was never down with them trying to do that 25th Amendment to Trump. You know what I'm saying? Because brother dude is always in his right mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got his issues and he's kind of crazy in that Trump way, but not like this, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like all them people, you know what I'm saying? All of those people that was trying to raise that with Trump, you know what I'm saying? Whether you believe that Trump had, could have been, that could have applied to Trump or not, you know what I'm saying? Like that, those people are not saying anything now. You know what I'm saying? Like they were bringing out like body language people and psychologists to break down all of Trump's shit. You know what I'm saying? But they're not doing that with Joe Biden. Look at all the shit that Joe Biden's doing. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it's obvious that the man has issues, and they're not doing nothing like that. All of those follow the science people, you know what I'm saying? They don't care. It don't matter. They can't see it. You know what I'm saying? And it's unbelievable, bro. Like, I don't know what else to say about that. And like, the only other thing I think I will say about the G7 is like, you got Putin chiming in from the side, because I guess them and China, I don't think they're there, right? And But like all those other leaders that were there, and they're all like kind of, I feel like they kind of halfway taken up for Biden. You know what I'm saying? While they're not laughing at his face, in his face. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not laughing with him, they laughing at him. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, like he's not a threat to them. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, Trump was kind of a threat to them, like not in a in a crazy way, but like Biden is just, you know what I'm saying? I feel like all those other ones, they love it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we're not and I don't even put it in terms of a threat. You know what I'm saying? I feel like all those other people love the United States having a clearly weak ass president who's not on top of anything. You know what I'm saying? Like it's unbelievable, bro. But you know, I was gonna tie this into team sports again, and I guess that's kind of the phenomenon that I'm talking about like the 25th Amendment. You know what I'm saying? About how these people can try and see that those issues in Trump, but they don't even try and see them with Biden. You know what I'm saying? It's just amazing. Excuse the coughing, but we just gonna we'll move on from the G7, and like I'm not gonna make the the note side too long again. And there's some other things I could like throw in there, but I don't know, bro. It was like Clinton. Did y'all see the Clinton guy committed suicide? The dude that broke the story about Clinton on the tarmac with whatever Susan Rice or whatever. And then they tried to turn it into, you know, he got suicided by the Clintons. You know what I'm saying? Such a silly story. I ain't giving it no time, but it was crazy how some people were. Like I listened to that dude Tim Pool. He's trying to be a serious newsman, setting up a whole newsroom, and bro, how you give that story a lot of time? You know what I'm saying? Like that's just terrible. You know what I'm saying? You know, I guess if something would ever come about it, but bro, like come on, man. You know what I'm saying? And all those conservatives trying to do what they do with that, with the Clintons, you know, just yucky. A big thing that kind of happened that I'm not even gonna spend no time here. We're gonna touch on the Twitter streets was Benjamin Netanyahu lost. He got ousted via election in Israel. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I would be happy, except it's funny here. Like I put my note says Netanyahu loses, which changes absolutely nothing. And like I said, bruh, fast forward to today, like, because clearly that happened, what, 2 days ago or whatever. And Israel's back to bombing the Palestinians over some balloons that they were saying were whatever incendiary balloon is, bruh. Like unbelievable. You know, and they're just crushing Israel for going missiles versus balloons. You know what I'm saying? Like what a proportionate response that is. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, y'all know I'm all here for that, and I'm sure I will be back to this mic if that shit continues to escalate. Like no doubt it probably will. You also had things like Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't know if y'all saw it. I don't like giving that lady a lot of time at all. It was just an interesting reaction to her. She got in trouble for saying all that anti-Semitic shit. So they was like taking her committee assignments away, saying you need to do all this and this and this. So she takes herself to the National Holocaust Museum in New York City, and apparently it moved her. Well, she wants us to think it moved her, but whatever. But she called a press conference and said the right words. You know what I'm saying? Saying there was a lot of stuff that I knew. I mean, that I said about this, and you know, I went to this museum and it's kind of changed me basically. And they were still shitting on this lady. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. I ain't got no sympathy for you know. It was just you know, what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? And like I said, Twitter streets will talk about that too. All right, and here we go. We back Twitter streets, and this one might seem a little weird. I don't know if y'all gonna notice different clothes, different everything. I tried to record this all yesterday, and I got almost fully through with the note side, and then I had this coughing attack, still kind of sick. Trying to move past it, and I had to stop it, bro. I took a break, went get something to drink, tried to do the Twitter streets last time, couldn't get through it, bro. Like just the damnedest thing. But you know, I guess all things happen for a reason, right? Because you know, if you saw the note side or heard the note side, it was basically like G7 Joe, right? Which he did all of that, but I didn't really realize that he was gonna, that like today, which is the next day from that, he was gonna have the Putin summit. You know what I'm saying? And you know, to my surprise, bro, like it was just it was something. Like I was just tweeting about this all day today. Like just, it was crazy. I must have had over 100 tweets, like literally. Like I don't know if y'all follow me on Twitter, y'all should. You know, a lot of the same stuff we talk here, you know, it goes there first. But so I decided, you know, I'm gonna squash all that Twitter stuff that I was gonna talk about, which is usually like all these other things, and we're just gonna keep it on Joe Biden, and it's mostly gonna be on this Putin thing. We may have a few G7 references, but we kind of touched on the G7 yesterday. You know what I'm saying? You know, on the note side, if regarding this video. And so that's what I think we gonna do. You know what I'm saying? And just make this one that, and then maybe on the next one I can just pull that a little bit of that old Twitter stuff with whatever's gonna go on that one, right? But that's the plan, and let's do it. Let's jump into it. I got this new phone, and it's shaky, bro. I'm also I didn't even post the last well, it was actually the first Twitter Streets video. It's on the YouTube channel if y'all wanted that bad. I made it look different than the video like we see now with the you know, with my little, you know, my picture with all the stuff, kind of like making it to look like the news or whatever. You know, but I didn't like the way it came out because like, man, I even though the tweet is like half of the screen right in the middle, I feel like you can't really see the tweets good, especially like looking at it on your phone. Like, you know, if you're looking at it on a big computer screen, it's fine. But I mean, you know, most people look at this on their phones, or a lot of people do, and you can't like see none of the words. So I'm going to try and do the Twitter streets this time, kind of in the same mode that I do the notes, because I like the way to look, you know, kind of like a weirdo little newsroom kind of thing, the way I pop the little things on the screen, like kind of to the side, to the back of me or whatever. So hopefully we can just do the Twitter streets too like that, and see how that goes. But if we're just gonna jump into the Twitter streets, I'm trying to think if I had more of a setup. But I mean, bruh, like I said, bruh, so many tweets that I don't even know if it needs setup, besides that this is all today all about Joe Biden and Putin. And let's just get into them and see how that goes. Likes, which I went back and I liked all of the ones that I wanted to talk about. So the first one, I guess they're all, you know, we'll just see how it goes. Y'all know how it goes. The first one is from Joy Reid. Y'all know I love me some Joy Reid. You know what I'm saying? But she's just quoting somebody named Christopher Bouzy, a blue check guy, and that Christopher guy said Joe Biden is enjoying every moment, making Putin go through some things. And we'll have the pictures and everything where y'all can see it. And bruh, like this picture right here, bruh, and Joy just put clearly, you know what I'm saying? And look, I'll just start it off here, like the propaganda today, like the pro Biden trying to do that narrative thing, propaganda, it was just dank. Like it was just, it was everywhere, and it was obvious, and it was like, to me, not reflecting reality. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna go through it all, and y'all gonna see. But I feel like I need to just say that kind of to help the understanding at the beginning. So there you go. Christopher Mann says Joe Biden is enjoying every moment, making Putin go through some things, and Joe's sitting there, you know, just laughing his butt off, and Putin's like, dude, you know, Putin's sitting there just like, bro, I can't believe this shit. You know what I'm saying? And Joe Reid's just agreeing with that statement, like clearly, like, yeah, clearly Joe's making Putin go through some things. You know what I'm saying? And to that, all of that, I just put propagandists, and I put there is literally nothing that could be that funny where Putin is not at least smiling too. Literally nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, Putin can smile and everything, you know what I'm saying? But, like, look at that picture, bro. Like, what could Biden be laughing? Like, what could Biden be laughing at? I wonder. Where Putin's just looking at it like that, I don't know. We'll move it on, but y'all will see what I'm talking about. A lot of stuff like that. I don't know if y'all know Glenn Greenwald, and he tweeted, what actually happened is that it's protocol when world leaders shake hands to look at the press. Before that, he was quoting Jon Stewart, blue check guy. Biden looked Putin in the eyes. Putin immediately looked away. That's the type of stuff I'm talking about right here. This type of propaganda, everybody playing it off like Joe Biden totally, I don't know, but it was almost like a game and everything. And Joe Biden just totally defeated Putin and blew him out the water. And, it was just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like, the man can't even barely hardly talk and he's just crushing Putin. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, Jim guy, Biden looked Putin in the eyes. Putin immediately looked away. That's his thing. And there's a picture to it. And then Glenn Greenwald, y'all know who that is, said what actually happened is, kind of busting the propaganda down, kind of what I was trying to do. What actually happened is that it's protocol when world leaders shake hands to look at the press photographers, which Biden forgot to do because, well, but CNN has psychosexual fantasies that Biden overpowered Putin and made him feel meek. Exactly what I'm trying to say. Glenn Greenwald, who's a professional writer, probably said it a little better. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot. We gonna move it on. That was and then the next one I have that I favorited was just Jim Squatto, same person with the same tweet. Sometimes I do that. I'll just repeat when I have something else to say about that, and I just put propagandists, and I was just trying to point out all of that type of propaganda. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot. The Christopher Bougie, same thing with the same picture with Biden laughing and Putin looking not amused, and to that one I say, and when or why I say propaganda, they want us to believe Joe is in total control when he is sitting next to Putin, but when he's sitting by himself in a cafe, he gets so lost his wife gotta come save him. To the laughter of all, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like Joe Biden is just ruling Vladimir Putin, the KGB man, you know what I'm saying? He's just, just crushing him. You know what I'm saying? Like yesterday, that was just yesterday. I told you we're gonna have some G7 references, and we talked about it in the notes. The man got lost eating in a cafe to where his wife had to come get him. You know what I'm saying? This is the man they trying to tell us is just taking it to Putin. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at that picture again with him laughing, bruh. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like a little kid. I could see how he got lost in the cafe. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? I got a good one. Watch. Oh, look, in the next one. Same picture. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. And I love this tweet from me. I put, the only thing I imagine Putin going through here is him being pissed that all his KGB training and psyops don't work on the mind of a child. Like, look at him. He's, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, he thought he was going to get Joe, but Joe's just, not to that level. He just don't recognize that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Some tweets, I just, they get to me. Yamichi Alcindor, y'all know who that is, blue check. President Putin, the talks were very constructive. Personally, I was convinced that President Biden was an experienced person. We spoke for more than 2 hours. It doesn't happen with all leaders that you have such detailed conversation. It was amazing that these people just take all of Putin's words for data. Like, if y'all don't know, that means just like, they were trying to take those words in earnest. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of the time, you know what I'm saying? When he's talking about Putin's shit, all of that with Trump and all of that, he's big, murderous, evil, fuckhead, liar person. You know what I'm saying? Which, okay, I agree. You know what I'm saying? But then when they need, when they want to, they'll take these words. Clearly, he's mocking Joe Biden. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure a lot of it is for his own people. You know what I'm saying? But then, like, our media and everything will just take that like he was being serious here. You know what I'm saying? Look, President Putin, the talks are very constructive. Personally, I was convinced that President Biden was an experienced person. We spoke for more than 2 hours. It doesn't happen with all leaders that you have such a detailed conversation. I believe that this was his backhanded kind of thing of commenting on that. Yeah, 2 hours, Brad. I believe those talks was expected to go 4 to 5 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has a lot like that. Eric Garland, this dude right here. I don't know who that is. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes you read a tweet, then you want to check the bio to see what's up with this person. And this man, Eric Garland, said, I don't care what Putin says. I don't care what Kim Jong-un says. I don't care what Erdogan says. I don't care what Xi says. I care what America and her allies have to say and those that would join us. And I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? And then I look and bruh, this man in his bio. Oh, I love it when this happens, bruh. Amazing. I just went to check his bio again and it says Eric Garland blocked you, which is fucking beautiful. Anyway, I can tell you, he's in intelligence. Like, he's an intelligence officer. You know what I'm saying? This man. Now, what did I put to the tweet? This dude's bio says he's an intelligence analyst. Now read this tweet again and tell me you feel good about that. For real, bruh. Now read the tweet again. Think about that. This man is analyzing intelligence for the United States. I don't care what Putin says. I don't care what Kim Jong-un says. I don't care what Erdogan says. I don't care what Xi says. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, wow. Moving on. New York Post. Y'all know what that is. Biden appears to have, quote, cheat sheet at the summit meeting with Putin. And yeah, nothing says strength in all of that. You know what I'm saying? This guy that was dominating Putin. Like, I need to read off my notes. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what I tweeted to it. Nothing like checking your notes to see what screw you're going to put to Putin next. Like, bruh, I was just rolling. Like, y'all might not think that's funny. Sometimes I was just cracking myself up. But, bruh, they just kept coming, bruh. Mehdi Hassan is a host for MSNBC. And he tweeted, random fact of the day. Vladimir Putin can actually speak fluent English. And he wasn't, but I mean, you know, most of these people, most of these leaders speak in their own language, so they're speaking to their people, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sure some of them speak English too. I don't know how much Putin did, but I had a good one to this too. Random fact of the day too, Biden can't. So he said, random fact of the day, Vladimir Putin can actually speak fluent English. And I'll put random fact of the day too, Joe Biden can't. You know what I'm saying? And then I'll put, I'm here all night, folks. You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, Laura Bishop was having some fun today. And at the expense of Joe Biden. You know what I'm saying? What you gonna do? John Avarosis, blue check, tweeted, give this woman a medal. Oh, Lord, they was holding this woman up, bruh, giving this woman her props. And, I'm not hating on her. It was a good question, and you don't see people step to leaders like this. It was just interesting how they, if you compare how they treated this lady to how they treated that Caitlyn lady that we're going to get into in a second, where Joe Biden kind of was short with her. It was just interesting to me, the difference in treatment, because when you break it down, both of these ladies would just ask and kind of a tougher question than a softball question. You know what I'm saying? Now this lady, this ABC lady, she was like, this was she confronted Putin. You know what I'm saying? And look, give this woman a medal, ABC reporter, to Putin, after noting how many political opponents he killed. So my question is, Mr. President, what are you so afraid of? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like confronting Putin about killing people, asking him what he's afraid of. You know what I'm saying? Like, you doing this in front of the cameras. I don't know if you do this on a one-on-one with him. You know what I'm saying? But me, I was in cut up mode. You know what I'm saying? So to that lady and her tough questions, I'll put, I believe this is the same woman who asked Joe what flavor of ice cream that was. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't ask Joe no hard questions. That was me. That was my way of saying, are y'all ever going to ask Joe some hard questions? Moving on. But hey, props to the lady for doing what she did. Zero Hedge tweeted, in all caps. Putin says most cyber attacks in the world came from the United States. And I just put Snopes where you at, because I'm not saying, I could believe it if that was true, but I don't know if it's true. Snopes is one of the biggest fact checker people. So, Snopes, where you at? I'm curious. I would like to hear that, but I'm under no illusions that we don't do that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? It just sucks because Russia does it to us, and is quite successful at it apparently. Moving on. David Korn, blue check. Putin avoids answering a question about his suppression of dissent by pointing to the arrest and treatment of the rioters in the January 6th attacks on the U.S. And that's Putin doing his, basically, I believe he was talking to that reporter that we were just talking about that confronted him. You know what I'm saying? And he tried to play it off like they said. And then he kind of tried to turn it around on us now. Putin really, I ain't down with that kind of comparison. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sure, once again, that just plays to his home crowd. You know what I'm saying? And to that, I just put we move on. Like, I guess I was just kind of like saying like we would move on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, basically, what can we say? But I think we can say a little something. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't killing our political opponents. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how we in America look at it. Now, he's trying to play it like, yeah, well, what was her name? Ashley Babbitt lady. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever, but I guess like, if you're a foreign person, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't agree with that comparison really. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's just because I'm from here, you know what I'm saying? But whatever. You got to kind of mention though that he turned it around on us like that. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell the story of the day and of Putin in his behavior without doing that. You know what I'm saying? Moving on, Lindy Lee tweeted, Putin said, President Biden is an experienced statesman. I think we talked about that. He is very different from President Trump. Translation, I just got my ass kicked. Here we go again. It was happening so much. They was making it a competition, and like Joe Biden was busting his ass. Like, that's what all these people was saying. What she said, President Biden is an experienced statesman. He is very different from President Trump. This is what, that's what Putin was saying. And like I said, bro, like these people acting like we can take Putin's word as truth. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything he's saying, he's not, kind of lying and trying to deceive and all of that. You know what I'm saying? But then when it's convenient for him, they do. What did I say to the tweet? Funny how Putin is an evil mass murdering fuckhead who we shouldn't trust a word he says until, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he stopped lying just to give you, like us, the enemy, props. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he lies all the time. You can't believe a word that comes out of Putin's mouth, right? But yeah, he says something, kind of, I don't even say kind, but whatever about Biden that's not bad. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, he stopped lying. All his lies, he stopped just to, give Biden props. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Eddie Scary, blue check guy. Putin just said in talks with Biden that Biden, quote, talked about his family and what his mom said. I felt like this was more of Putin mocking Biden and kind of calling in here. I felt like he was trying to backhandedly call Biden a child, like I do a lot, like in that picture where Biden's just laughing like he got some ice cream and Putin's just like he's taking care of a fucking child. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit, like look at what he said, bro. Putin just said in talks with Biden that Biden, quote, talked about his family and, quote, what his mom said. You know what I'm saying? Like, what kind of president is talking about that shit? You know what I'm saying? In a summit, 2 leaders. I'm talking about my family, I guess. Talking about what his mom said. And Eddie says it. He's making fun of him. And yet the media, ever eager for a sentimental moment, will take it as earnest. There you go, bro. Like, kind of exactly what I'm saying. Boom, boom. Willis Crumholes tweeted, The US press thinks they are so awesome for asking tough questions of Putin, but they never ask anything close to this of Biden. Word to that. Russian press softballs to Putin, same as US press to Biden. What did I say to that? And just some bullseyes, bro. Like, I think that's right on, bro. Moving on. Anna Navarro. I don't know how to say her last name. She's the lady from The View. The viewification of America. If y'all been with us for a while, she says, tweeted, I don't know what tangibles, if any, will come out of this summit, but one thing is obvious. Putin knows he's no longer a puppet master pulling the strings of a compromised fool. In Putin's words, the president is an experienced statesman. He is very different from President Trump. These motherfuckers are just like I said, bro, taking this for data, just believing that shit. Like, y'all believe that Putin believes that shit? You know what I'm saying? What did I put to Anna? You see, he said it. Putin knows you just gotta tell the simps what they want to hear. Is what that's what I mean by that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they believe it. Like, it's true. Like, Anna is evidence. You know what I'm saying? Biana Gola. I can't say some of these tweet. Y'all gonna be able to see it, bro. Biana he's tweeted. I still can't wrap my head around how Putin justified Navalny's imprisonment. Quote, he knew he was violating the law. He didn't register as someone with a suspended sentence. Instead, he went abroad for treatment. End quote. Navalny was unconscious after being poisoned by Putin and them. And I guess she got a point to that. You know what I'm saying? I said, but, quote, he was an experienced statesman, very detailed. You know what I'm saying? This lady's calling out, like calling out Putin and his bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at what he's saying about Navalny. And it's true. It's bullshit. It's Putin. It's what he does. It's KGB. It's what he does. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, when Putin's going to say some words about Biden, they say, oh, he's a statesman and all of that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like unbelievable, bruh. They'll take what they want to believe, and they're picking and choosing what they want to believe, what they don't want to believe. It's fucking crazy, bruh. The dude's a fucking psycho. Like, how can you take anything he says as anything? Like any kind words about us, how can you believe? I don't at all. I believe he hates us to the core and would take us down in a second if he wanted to. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think he has the aims or the means. I think all he can do is his little cyber attacks and everything, without fucking, big missiles and shit, which he can't do that shit. John Harwood, blue check. Putin calls Biden, quote, balanced, quote, professional, quote, experienced. You see what I'm saying, bro? Like, I don't believe that Putin really believes that. Like any of that. Like, yeah, he's experienced. And you're going to tell me that the man that was reading off of fucking cards and shit, talking to him, is professional or even balanced? Like, his wife just had to fucking save him from the cafe. Everybody saw the video. You don't think Putin and them saw the video? You know what I'm saying? And I just put to this one because I was trying to do it myself. A fun thing is to try and imagine how Putin comes up with the descriptors he used. You know what I'm saying? Like how did he come up with balanced, professional, experienced if he don't believe it, as I claim that he don't? You know what I'm saying? And I think that he went the opposite. Like, bro, this dude's off his rocker. Let's call him balanced. This dude is fucking so unprepared. Let's call him a professional. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, that's just how I see it, bro. Rachel Scott, blue check. My question for Mr. Putin today: what are you so afraid of? That was the reporter from ABC that confronted him, and to that one, I'll put that lady was the Pete Ducey of that room. Pete Ducey is the one dude from Fox News that dares to give Jen Psaki a hard question every once in a while, and everybody crushes this dude like he's just in there trying to cause trouble, when in actuality the man's given the only not softball question in the room. You know what I'm saying? It's what probably good reporters should do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't take her fucking cookies. You fucking ask her tough questions. You know what I'm saying? Well, this lady who confronted Putin, you know what I'm saying? Like, She was the Pete Ducey. She was the only one in there that dared to not give the little easy question. You know what I'm saying? She went for it. You know what I'm saying? And my thing was, look at the treatment she's getting. You know what I'm saying? And basically compare it to how they treat like a Pete Ducey. You know what I'm saying? They shit on Pete Ducey for doing that, saying he's just causing problems. You know what I'm saying? But like this lady who's on their side, you know what I'm saying? She celebrated, which she should have been kind of celebrated. You know what I'm saying? She was the only one that kind of brought it today. Bill Kristol, of, you know Bill Kristol from the, neocon George Bush days. Yes, it's good to have notes if you're, this was funny, my part. Yes, it's good to have notes. We were talking about the notes. If you're carefully, because he's commenting on, they're kind of making fun that Joe Biden had notes. Bill Kristol's like, yeah, it's good to have notes if you're carefully going to state or restate the official position of the U.S. government to an adversary. It is important you not be misunderstood. You don't need notes if you're just going to agree with Putin. You know what I'm saying? And to that, what did I put? Oh, yeah. Okay, Bill. Okay, Bill. Libya or Syria? Now, if y'all don't remember from yesterday, Joe Biden mixed up Libya and Syria 3 times. 3 times. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we know why he needs notes, Bill. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of these people running this propaganda for Joe Biden, bruh. Making excuses for Joe Biden and his state, bruh. It's crazy. It's really crazy. Next tweet. Dan McLaughlin. Closing American pipelines while opening Russian ones is anything but putting American interests above Putin's. They all making that point. I don't know too much about that, to be honest. It's the what you call the pipeline. The first day it was the I can't remember it. He didn't say the name of it, but y'all know what I'm talking about. The one where it was all about the election. Right when Joe got elected, he shut it down. The pipeline that was coming from Canada. You know what I'm saying? But they talk about how but he let one go that's from Russian owned or something like that. I don't know, like all about that, you know what I'm saying? But I gave him like point question mark because I'm not sure. I know what he's trying to say, and he has a point. You know what I'm saying? When I put that new star ABC reporter should ask Joe about that if we're going to do the tough questions thing. You know what I'm saying? Or any reporter should ask Joe Biden about that because, he should have to answer for that. Like, why? Why are you prioritizing the Russian pipeline over the American/Canada one? Mr. Hard on Russia man. Joe Walsh, blue check. Hi, John. I just think it's so nice. Let's do John's first. He's quoting John Cordillo, and he's like, hey, Walsh. Hey, Joe Walsh. See now Biden caved to Putin in 5 minutes. How are you and Project Lincoln crew going to spin this one? That's funny because y'all know I hate Lincoln Project. I didn't know Joe Walsh was a part of Lincoln Project. And he answered back. He retorted, hi, John. I just think it's so nice to have an American president who isn't a Russian asset. I'm so glad we don't have an American president who will say today, I stand with Putin. I love Putin. I believe in Putin. And I don't believe our people. Remember Helsinki, John? I don't remember quite Trump saying all of that. You know what I'm saying? But I'll put to answer John's question January 6th. That's all they got. And what was John's question again? His question was, how was Walsh and the Project Lincoln crew going to spin this one? And there's only one answer to that. And it is January 6th because that is all they have. That's what them dudes do. They profit off of January 6th with propaganda / porn video. Because that's what all those videos are. Political porn, political propaganda. That's it. And it's ripping up the country. We've been through this all already, but we'll move it on. Caitlin Collins. She was the other reporter. The reporter that Joe Biden got short with because Joe Biden, what did he ask? He asked... she asked him if, I think we're going to get to it. Let's just stick to this right now. Biden gave Putin a pair of custom aviator like sunglasses made by Randolph USA, the White House said. And that's just her tweeting that. And so I put, Putin gave Joe Robert Kraft's ring back. I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about. The Super Bowl ring from the, apparently the story goes that Robert Kraft, the owner of the Patriots, met Vladimir Putin one time and they shook hands. And I don't know if he asked to see Kraft's ring or if he just fucking slid it off his hand, but he just fucking kept the ring, bruh, like a fucking Super Bowl ring. Never gave it back. And I looked it up, bruh. To this day, I believe Vladimir Putin still has Robert Kraft's Super Bowl ring. You know what I'm saying? Like, tough acting Joe, he should have asked for Robert Kraft's ring back. You know what I'm saying? You know, nothing to get into a war over or nothing, but you know what I'm saying. Natasha Bertrand, blue check, tweeted, POTUS reiterates that there is no substitute for face-to-face meetings and says he told Putin, my agenda is not against Russia, but for the American people. And to that, I put, and no more face-to-face meetings, he added. Like, you know what I'm saying? POTUS reiterates that there is no substitute for face-to-face meetings. You know what I'm saying? But he insisted that they don't do the joint press conferences. He didn't invite him to the White House. You know what I'm saying? So hence, I just said, and no more face-to-face meetings. You know what I'm saying? John Harwood, blue check, tweeted, on venue arrangements for post-summit press conference, Biden's advance team crushes Putin. Really, bruh? That's how bad they were trying to make this shit into a contest. On venue / arrangements for post-summit press conference, Biden's advance team crushes Putin's, bruh. You know, wow. Like propaganda, like I said, Jesus Christ, propaganda, bruh. Catching them big dubs, right? That means those important victories right here, these people are looking to get. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? The venue arrangements for a post-summit press conference? That's the win you taking? My goodness, bro. Like, how desperate are you for that dub? You know what I'm saying? Kyle Griffin, blue check, I believe he's a CNN guy. President Biden says he told Putin that if Alexander Navalny dies or is killed, quote, the consequences of that would be devastating for Russia. And I put signs the death warrant. And like, because I just don't know if you needle somebody like that. Like Putin, you know what I'm saying? Like, is Putin a killer? Yes, Putin's a killer. So he's got his known for killing political opponents. He's got one trapped in prison right now. You know what I'm saying? And you just basically daring him to kill, like, you know what I'm saying? You daring him to kill him or consequences. You know what I'm saying? I can see Putin just, you know, okay. You know, like if you trying to get into a conflict with the United States, you know what I'm saying? Basically, Joe just drew a red line. You know what I'm saying? All Putin got to do is, you know, Jeffrey Epstein, that motherfucker, and be like, what, bruh? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Here we go with the coughing again, bruh. And like, you're talking for a long time straight, bruh. Like, it just does it. Where we at? Michael Tracy had some pretty good tweets today. Blue check. Biden says Putin is suffering from diminished credibility on the world stage. How would it be if the United States were viewed by the rest of the world as interfering with the elections directly of other countries? Yes. How would this theoretical scenario ever play out? I think he's saying that, you know, like we don't do that. You know what I'm saying? And for example, Lord Bishop put, Biden was VP with Obama when they sent a team to Israel to work for Netanyahu's opponent. Everybody knows it. You know what I'm saying? They did it. But, you know, we always bitching about, you know, other people interfering in our elections. You know what I'm saying? And everybody knows I'm not a friend of Israel. You know what I'm saying? Even though I got this shirt on that I screened myself. You know what I'm saying? I just pointed that because it was Israel colors. But no friend of Israel here. But you know what I'm saying, bro? Like, you know, Biden himself, or, you know, it could have been Obama because Obama was beefing with Netanyahu at the time. Their White House sent the whole team, you know what I'm saying, to try and defeat Netanyahu in the elections. Unbelievable, bro. You know. I know that, and then I know there's a difference between interfering and participating. You know what I'm saying? Chris Hahn, blue check. Don't call yourself a patriot if you're rooting for Putin. Rooting for Putin. What did I put? I'm rooting for incendiary balloon bombs. Over the G7, of course. There's a little Israel reference, coincidentally. I don't know if y'all saw that. We kind of talked about it, I think, on the notes. They starting that shit again, and Palestine's floating balloons into Israel now, but it was just a joke, motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Eric Garland, blue check. Is that the guy that I think that's the guy that blocked me, the intelligence analyst. Let's see, maybe I needled him too hard. Biden is dominating Putin in this summit, and both men know it. There's our analyst right there. Biden, and you see what I'm talking about? How they tried so hard to make it into a competition and make it seem like Biden was winning. You know what I'm saying? Biden is dominating Putin in this summit, and both men know it. Number one, Biden don't know shit. You know what I'm saying? And you telling me that Putin thinks that he's losing to this guy? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't buy that. But I just put, what's the score, fanboy? You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's kind of, if you don't know nobody and they coming at you like that, maybe you'd block them, I guess, if you're kind of a snowflake guy. But what's the next one? Axios, blue check. Biden after the Putin summit. How could I be the president of the United States of America and not speak out against the violation of human rights? And in another reference to Israel, Lord Bishop put, Israel has the right to defend itself against balloons, he added. You know what I'm saying? Biden after the Putin summit. How could I be the president of the United States of America and not speak out against violation of human rights? You know what I'm saying? And you got all those people in Gaza just, trapped in their little strip by the beach and blockaded in, and they can't get nothing else. And you know what I'm saying? Israel has the right to defend itself against balloons. Y'all know what I'm saying there. Kyle Griffin, blue check. President Biden says Putin defending his treatment of Alexei Navalny by citing the January 6th insurrectionists is a, quote, ridiculous comparison. We went over that. I kind of think it is. You know what I'm saying? But, I guess maybe in Putin's worldview and mine, he might see similarities. You know what I'm saying? But, I don't know. Like, some of the stuff I know we bullshit on, but I don't know. I feel like even the world could see the difference between that shit. I put he confront him on it being the strong in. I'm asking, like, President Biden says Putin defending the treatment of Navalny by citing the insurrectionists is a ridiculous comparison. So if it was such a ridiculous comparison, you know what I'm saying, and you side by side with the man and you winning the whole game and the whole competition because you're being so tough and you're not a puppet. You know what I'm saying? Did you confront Putin face to face on that? You know what I'm saying? I bet you didn't. I don't know everything that was said, but you know what I'm saying? I bet you he didn't say shit about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you trying to say, Vlad, about that? He didn't fucking do none of that shit, bro. Leah McElrath tweeted, annoyance, not anger, and rightfully so. Caitlin Collins put words in Biden's mouth and corrected her. Caitlin Collins was the other reporter that asked the question, and the question was something about, do you think that Putin would change or something? I hope we get to it. But like, Biden was walking away, and you know how he usually comes back and he's like, my team tells me I shouldn't answer no more questions or I'm gonna get in trouble, but I'll answer one more. But this time he turned around and he's kind of like, was sharp with this lady, like, that's not what I said, you know what I'm saying? And he kind of corrected her on what he said, which was different, you know what I'm saying? But for this first comment on that, I just put, if that was Trump, like, you see what, like, how Leah put it, it was annoyance, not anger, it was annoyance, you know what I'm saying? And my thing is, I do the what if Trump did it a lot, you know what I'm saying? But dude, I mean, come on, viewer. Like, tell me. You know what I'm saying? If Trump turned around, he was walking, turn around and just be sharp with a reporter like that. You know what I'm saying? Would that be framed by the media as annoyance? Or would it be framed as anger? Be honest. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. And then I was just being a little fucking semantic stickler because like in what he said in his example, because I don't really have the audio to all that, was he was saying I wasn't doing blah 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 blah, I was just stating a fact. But he wasn't stating a fact, he was just saying what he felt. You know what I'm saying? If we're gonna nitpick stuff, I think I got a few on that. Stephen Miller, who is definitely a righty guy, blue check, tweeted, Joe Biden was tougher with Caitlin Collins, that lady, than he was with Vladimir Putin. That's what Stephen Miller said. And I put, all those people trashing Caitlin Collins in support of their team, like I'm saying that's happening, can't argue with that tweet. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't care who you are or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, try and act like you was tough with Putin or whatever. That's bullshit, right? We saw the picture. He's laughing like a little kid next to him. You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't laughing like a kid with, he took that Caitlin Collins thing to heart. You know what I'm saying? Unbelievable, bro. Like, what we got next one was the same video, but it was Aaron Rupar Buchek, and he put look, and this was what Joe Biden I think was saying, quote, "What the hell? When did I say I was confident?" That's what she kind of said. Are you confident? Oh, what makes you so confident? That's what she asked. What makes you so confident that Putin would change his ways? And he, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that's such an innocent, like, I don't know why somebody would take such issue with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but he turned around and he's like, what the hell? When did I say I was confident? If you don't understand that, then you're in the wrong business. But I just kind of jump in her case a little bit. Biden gets upset at Caitlin Collins' shouted question as he tries to leave the news conference. What did I put? At least the most powerful man in the world wasn't worried about getting in trouble with his team by answering one more question. That's what I was just trying to say. You know what I'm saying? You're telling me this man is the most important, most powerful man in the world. You know what I'm saying? In every press conference, he's telling us how he shouldn't answer one more question or he's gonna get in trouble. You know, like a little kid, bruh. Like, you know what I'm saying? Dog, you are the president of the United States, almost of the world. You know what I'm saying? And I can't answer one more question or I'm gonna get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck, dude? Now, we're gonna kind of skip that one. I think I have it somewhere else. Yeah, I have it later, so we're going to talk about it. Joe was kind of classy about this. We'll get to it in a second. Aaron Rupar again. It would have served Biden better to not lose his temper with Caitlin Collins. But the problem with her question is she put words in Biden's mouth that he didn't say. Biden never expressed confidence that Putin would change his behavior. And I just put it's true, bro. It's just the strangest thing to take issue with at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, why does that bother you? Like, bitch, I never said Putin would change. Like, that's what riled this man up. Bitch, I never said, you know what I'm saying? Like, it reminds me of that Chappelle thing when they accuse his boy accused him of sleeping with his girl. And it's like, bitch, I never fucked her. I never fucked her. You know what I'm saying? Like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that'll rile you up. You know what I'm saying? Biden's like, bitch, I never said Putin would change. I never said Putin would change. Like, what the fuck, bro? I don't know. Just weird. Like, am I wrong? Am I the weird one for thinking that he put some word? What words did they put in your mouth, Joe? They said that I said that I was confident that Putin would change. Like, what? Chrissy Nielsen. Look, here we go with the school board shit, bro. Joe Biden 1, Caitlin Collins 0. Even though it was Trump that was battling the press in a war against the press. Joe Biden 1, Caitlin Collins 0. Talk about lowering or moving the bar. The game ain't even against Putin no more. It's about the American lady journalist. You know what I'm saying? Did Biden set the record straight? Yes, he did. You would be frustrated too if someone put words in your mouth. MSM just wants a gotcha. Yeah, because MSM is totally against Joe Biden. They are lacking in substance. Biden just called it out good for him. And I just put big time victory right there. Guess it's better than leaving winless. And then I'll put, where was Caitlin Collins yesterday when they asked him if Putin was a killer? And no words were in his mouth for like 10 seconds. I think I talked about that on the notes. And that is like a literal thing. They asked him if, I don't know if it was just because it was so unexpected or he didn't know what to say this time after kind of catching some stuff last time talking about it. And dude, like, I even like did the kind of dead air as long as it was just to show you how long that was. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could have used some words in his mouth from somebody else yesterday when he had 10 seconds of not knowing, like, of saying nothing to answer a question, bruh. I'm not even gonna do it again because that's a long time of dead air, And then look at the picture that they got. Joe Biden lifting weights, bruh. Winning the game, lifting the weights. What? That is propaganda, y'all. That is like dear leader North Korea shit, just at a little toned down level. Same type of shit. Same thing that the Russian media probably does with Putin, bruh. That's them doing that shit right there. It's unbelievable, bruh. Aaron Ruparg and this was Joe being classy. Hey, I try and be fair, bro. You know what I'm saying? And like Joe to me didn't do that good, but look, about the lady that he snapped at, you know what I'm saying? Apparently he went and he apologized to the lady after. Quote, look, I don't even know if this was quite the apology, because it says, look, to be a good reporter, you got to be negative. You've got to have a negative view of life, it seems to me. I apologize for having been short. So there you go. That's the apology. You know what I'm saying? And I gave him his, at least he did that. Because, if Trump would have never did that. You know what I'm saying? But not a lot of people really call Trump classy. Trump got his own thing. Rob Reiner, bruh. Rob Reiner, the director. Have you ever seen this guy? He's like kind of a kind of raging political lunatic, bruh. Like a lefty radical whatever, bruh. Like he always got this shit, and it's always just like crazy statements. He's like a male Chelsea Handler or Alyssa Milano or Rosanna Arquette, I believe, like saying these crazy things. Let's see if this was kind of in line with that. It's one thing to protect democracy. Here we go with protecting democracy. It's one thing to protect democracy from outside the attacks of Vladimir Putin. It's another when the attacks are coming from inside the house. If we don't hold Trump accountable, we go into Trump accountable for his crimes and past voting rights, Putin and the white supremacists win. How do you fit all of that into a tweet about what's going on now? You know what I'm saying? This dude put it all in there. Trump, past voting rights, Putin, and tying it all into white supremacy. That's almost impressive. You know what I'm saying? Dude should teach a course in CRT or some shit. What I put? I'm surprised this dude ain't doing the grifter propaganda videos like the Lincoln Project and all that shit. He's a fucking director, bro. He probably make that shit look like fire. You know what I'm saying? But of course he got his money already. And his tweets are almost the same anyway. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to spend too much on Rob Reiner. The AP, bro, the AP, I always thought and do think that, as far as news outlets go, they're down the middle. You know what I'm saying? Not as much left, not as much right. Almost like a wire service. You know what I'm saying? Not today. Like, it was weird. The summit between the U.S. President Joe Biden and Vladimir Putin, his Russian counterpart, marked a return to a more conventional relationship between the leaders of two nations. Here are the key takeaways. Well, I guess that one was pretty much down the middle. Why did I even... let me see it again. Joe Biden and Vladimir Putin, his Russian counterpart, a return to a more conventional... Okay, it's because I see it now. Look, if you look at the picture and the title of the story on the picture, takeaways from Biden-Putin summit, skepticism, no doubt about that, respect. I'm going to take issue with the respect part. The respect of who, by whom. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't no way Putin respects Biden at all. You know what I'm saying? He was making fun of him, mocking him to his face. Not at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, of who, by whom. You know what I'm saying? I would like to know that. Not enough to read their story, though. You know what I'm saying? Max Blumenthal, I believe I like this one a lot, especially because of the little emojis I use. Well, first he was quoting this Murad. I can't even say that name. Y'all see it. ABC, NBC, BBC, CNN, and many other Western outlets were invited for Putin's press conference. No Russian media was invited to Biden's press conference. So there you go. All of those outlets were invited to Putin's press conference. No Russian media invited to Biden's press conference. And Max tweeted, Putin fielded predictably hostile questions, and he did, bro. That lady confronted him, borderline disrespectfully to his face. You know what I'm saying? And like it says, hostile questions and insults from the Beltway corporate press, speaking for an hour without notes. Biden engaged with the same pack of American nationalists for half as long, fully shielded from Russian journalists. A true show of American confidence. And what more can you say to that, bro? Because Max is also a writer, and he broke that down well right there. What can you say? That is all facts. And this is that. Oh, and this is me quoting that same guy about those media outlets being there or not. And I put no Russian media, but dank propaganda everywhere. And I mentioned it already, but you know, when you think propaganda, you know what I'm saying? You think Russia, you know what I'm saying? And bruh, propaganda was everywhere. Like it was all through Twitter, bruh. All of these people, you know, and not just Twitter, because these are the people that's running this: ABC, NBC, BBC, CNN, even the AP, dude. I don't know. It was just like, you know, it was just so everywhere. It's in your face. It was unbelievable. Glenn Kessler, blue check, via Max Boot. Biden wiped the smirk off of Putin's face. Just more of that. You know, propaganda. Biden wiped the smirk off of Putin's face. You know what I'm saying? Like, how did he do that? You know what I'm saying? But my answer was, Jill wiped the food off of Joe's face. People smirked. Glenn said Biden wiped the smirk off of Putin's face. Lord Bishop said Jill wiped the food off of Joe's face. People smirked. That's funny. And I don't know. I have that. That's the same thing. Let's do Kim Mangoni. I'm hoping that's how you say it. Putin is very perturbed. He has to proceed with a president and not a puppet. And I retorted, this puppet thing is so interesting to me, considering Joe, who apparently isn't a puppet, is always worried that if he answers one more question, his team is going to get mad at him. I talked about it. You know what I'm saying? Joe's not a puppet, but you know what I'm saying? But he's always worried that he's going to get in trouble with his team. You know what I'm saying? Like usually if you're a boss, if you the boss, you know what I'm saying? If you the man, if you the puppet master, you know what I'm saying? You controlling the strings, you know what I'm saying? It's usually not like that. You know what I'm saying? You're usually not worried about if you know what I'm saying? Like can you just imagine Putin, you know, thinking that, much less saying it out loud to the press, you know, like I might get in trouble if I answer one more question. Putin will kill some motherfuckers, dog. You know what I'm saying? But yet, you know, Joe's not a puppet. You know what I'm saying? Joe's not a puppet. Joe's his own man. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? The Washington Post. Here we go, bro. The biggest winner in the Biden-Putin summit. At least they didn't say Joe. They said democracy. You know what I'm saying? Who is the biggest winner in this? I don't know how. And like I said, I didn't care enough to read that one either. I was just making jokes, and I put coming in a close second to democracy, the teleprompter. Because the teleprompter be to Joe Biden. You know what I'm saying? Like all the time, every single day, the teleprompter's getting licks in on Joe. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ben Shapiro on that one. And the tweet goes on, tweeted, and I'm starting to feel like members of our white, oh my God, bruh. It's tweets like this. Who is why this country's going where it's going, you know, or how it's going, I should say. This lady tweeted this. I'm starting to feel like members of our white patriarchal free press. It's hard to even read, bruh. I'm starting to feel like members of our white patriarchal free press actually admire Putin for the white utopia he's the president of. Maybe they should go live there. What can you say to that? Except too much CRT for one tweet. Ooh, you know what I'm saying? Like, God damn, bruh. You know, but like, you know, that shit is just everywhere right now, bruh. John Cooper is kind of hard to take sometimes. A total establishment shield. John Cooper also took direct aim at Putin, writing, Putin is a coward at heart. President Biden knows that better than most. Wow. And I put, yeah, who didn't want them joint pressers again? You know what I'm saying? Putin's a coward, you know what I'm saying? But he wanted to do just a press conference where we could kind of both be together and kind of answer questions together, you know what I'm saying, with the media and everything, and Joe Biden and them having none of that, you know what I'm saying? But you know, who's the coward again? Michael McFall tweeted, Biden, the proof of the pudding. What is that? Y'all hear? It's like my dad tweeted me, did I hear that right? Because he's like, I don't think that's how it goes. And apparently, Biden said the proof of the pudding is in the eating. I believe it's supposed to be the proof is in the pudding, but Biden's like the proof of the pudding is the eating, in the eating. That's the key takeaway of the Geneva meeting with Putin. That is fucking crazy, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't think that was teleprompter getting Joe. I think that was just Joe getting Joe. You know what I'm saying? What did I put? Tapioca Tuesday. Since they was talking about pudding, you know, on a Wednesday. Tapioca Tuesday on a Wednesday for Joe. You know, Joe, he's getting old, bro. What we got? CNN blue check. President Biden said he warned Russian President Vladimir Putin of consequences if jailed Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny were to die in prison, though he declined to specify what actions he would take. I would love to know what action Joe would take. But I don't feel you warn Putin like this. You know what I'm saying? I think we kind of talked about it. You know, it's dangerous for Navalny to me. You know, like Joe's like, you know, like we all think Putin kills his opponents. You know what I'm saying? So Biden's like, oh yeah, I dare you, motherfucker. I dare you to kill that motherfucker. Like, who does that? You know? But it's done. Pretty much a red line drawn now, hypothetically. You know, and so I wanted to ask, like, hypothetically, y'all, you know, let's say Navalny dies, quote, dies in prison, like next week, you know, like right after the Joe threats, you know what I'm saying? Let's say next week, man dies, you know what I'm saying? Does Joe do anything about that? You know what I'm saying? Like, and another question, if he wouldn't do anything about it, would this press, our press, push him on it? Because I don't think they would. I think Joe would maybe try and do some little sanctions or some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But what else can you do? You know what I'm saying? Like, what else could he do? And if he wouldn't do nothing, I don't think the press would have an issue with it at all. I don't even know if they'd even bring it up, you know? Besides Pete Ducey one time, maybe. What we got? You know what? I think that might be it, folks. It was a really good day. Like, I was having a blast, but I was so entertained with that shit. You know, and hopefully it kind of came through with this. I guess we're going to see when we kind of, hopefully I can make this look good, but whatever, bro. That's what I got. And like I said, bro, it's all disjointed. This one, 2 days. I usually just tape this all in one, you know what I'm saying? But I'm sick, all of this. And as far as the notes, I remembered, and I meant to say it at the beginning of this, but I didn't. When I set up the notes yesterday, I kind of set up how I'm going to go. And I said that I was going to end on a kind of thing about Scott coughing and wokeness. And I didn't get to it because I started coughing like a madman and stuff. And I didn't get to it. But, you know, I don't think it's right to put it here, too. So maybe we'll get to it like on the next one or whatever. But besides for that, bro, this is what we got, bro. This is the Joe Biden G7, you know, Twitter streets. You know what I'm saying? So see y'all next time. Punkers, politicians.